Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 51, and today we're returning with two big games of our Lions as we take on Middlesbrough and Leeds United in the FA Cup as well. Before we play the games though, shout out to Lions been getting on off camera. So of course, in the last episode, you saw the thank you special for in 50 episodes in this series. A very fun one with two decent results. First at home, a 0-0 draw against Chelsea, then a 3-2 dramatic victory against Notts County away in the FA Cup fourth round. And then sadly, our defeat to Manchester City did end the episode. But off camera, I played 6 games, and I've got to say the run has been very impressive indeed. We weren't in a great run of form for the majority of the season, but this is our best run of the season so far. We started run off camera with a 3-0 victory away at Carrow Road against Norwich City. Delighted with this win. Obviously today, us Millwall fans have found out that Ben Marshall decided to opt to join Norwich and not re-sign with us after joining on loan last season. Pretty disappointed about that, but Norwich, they got a fantastic player there in Marshall, and they'll be glad to have him next year. But we won the game by 3-0 though against Norwich. Louise got our first, O'Reilly got our second, and Webster got our third goal in 9 minutes to go. And all three of these players this season have been absolutely fantastic. I'd say probably our three best players of the season so far, playing so well in our new 4-2-3-1. Following that, another victory, so back-to-back wins for the first time in a while, this time going away at Vicarage Road, as we beat Watford by 2-1. We were trailing through an abysmal goal to concede. I don't know what was going on in our penalty area, but I don't want to see more than one replay for it. It was absolutely embarrassing. So at half-time, I rollicked the boys. I told them to sort it out, and they did. Within 13 minutes, we turned the game on its head. First, Marek Kuchar, our captain, breaking his goal drought and making it 1-1, and then Mauri scoring, I believe, his first goal for the club in the 58th minute, giving us the winner as we came from behind to claim the 3 points. And then we made it 3 wins on the trot as we beat Swansea by a 0-0 in the FA Cup 5th round. Clinton Webster once again doing it for us, making it 1-0 8 minutes after the restart and sending us through to the quarterfinals, where as you'll see today we're taking on Leeds United away at Ellen Road. What a great game that's going to be. But following our back-to-back draws, but very impressive results. First 2-2 draw at home to Spurs. The Dream gave us the opener. Elvedi made it 1-1. Then Alderweireld made it 2-1. It was the set pieces in the first half that were really doing it. And then 21 minutes after the restart, Matt O'Reilly scored an absolute peach of a goal to make it 2-2. A wonderful curling effort from just outside the area to give us the equaliser. And then 6 days later, another 2-2 draw against a big team. Away at Anfield against Liverpool, same scoreline. I rested a lot of players this game expecting to lose, and in the end we got a pretty decent and very credible point. De Vrij, who is a new gen / regen central midfielder who's amazing in this game, gave Liverpool the lead and made it 1-0. Reginaldo then broke his goal drought and made it 1-1. Then that same man for Liverpool again, that young Dutch teenager, is he a teenager? Young Dutch talent anyway, the midfielder, made it 2-1 with an absolute thunderbolt. And then Marek Kuchar scored a very fortunate goal on the stroke of the hour mark to make it 2-2, where he didn't know much about it, but he still celebrated it like he did, as we got ourselves a very impressive point there away at Anfield. And our final game off camera was a 3-0 victory against Burnley, where Julian Benker marked his return from injury, gave him a start in the game, and I said this guy was an interesting character a couple episodes ago. He's downright bizarre. He scored a hat-trick, his first goals for the club, and he scored 3 of them on the same night. Beat Burnley at home by 3-0. Benker with all 3, and yeah, I mean, the first 2 games he played for us didn't exactly do much of note, but the third one, he marked it by scoring all 3 goals. Absolutely incredible solo performance as Benker. What a character this guy's going to be. Wearing the number 42, made it 3-0 as we got the 3 points. So 6 games undefeated, 1 defeat in our last, is it 10? I think it's 10 games. It's been a fantastic run regardless of Millwall. Our best run of the season so far, and that's why right now in the Premier League, as you can see, we're now up to 9th place. There's just 8 games to go in the season. It's secure. We're not going down this year. We're not going to be in a relegation scrap this year. Touch wood, we shouldn't be. We're totally fine now. And there is an outside shot of Europa League football. It's unlikely. It's very unlikely, but there is still a mathematical chance, so worth talking about anyway. One thing to show you before we get into the first game of today's episode as well is we have had our new youth candidates. They came in at the start of the month. There's no one good though. Our best player is this guy. Is it this guy, Michael Park? Yeah, we've not really got anyone good from the academy this year, so no one worth talking about. But there you go, can't win them all, and that is basically that. So nothing else I want to show you. So let's dive into the first game of today's episode. Is indeed the Borough away at the Riverside Stadium, as they're trying to pull away from the drop zone, and we're trying to claw ourselves into a Europa League position fight. So I was thinking about resting some players for the game with Leeds on the weekend, desperate to get to Wembley in the FA Cup for the first time in the series, but I think we will go with what has been a very good selection for us in recent weeks as we stick with a 4-2-3-1, and this will be our lineup for the game. So Pekovic in goal, it's back for retirement, Jordan, Maori and James Bree, and our midfield duo is Dobby and Koulibaly. Attacking midfield trio will be Menji on the left, though, as Louise right now is currently injured, Webster on the right, and O'Reilly is our advanced playmaker, and Julian Benker will keep his place up top. On the bench, Lunin, Fry, Ahumada the Dream, Willock, Marek Kuchar, and Redinaldo as well. So first game's to Borough. Let's continue the good form. Come on, you Lions. Obviously, naturally quite disappointed we did miss out on Ben Marshall after a very good loan spell of us last season. But one of the reasons we were so good in the second half of the campaign is because we had players that genuinely wanted to play for us and fight for the shirt. So if Marshall doesn't really fancy us, as Hadzic makes a great save there on O'Reilly, then he's not worth crying over spilt milk about. Is that the right saying? I don't think so. But what I'm trying to say is we shouldn't really be too upset about it, because, again, it's mentality that made us so good in the second half of the last season, playing so well because the players really cared about the club. If Marshall would rather go to Norwich, then good luck to him. You know, he had a great second half of the season with us last year, and yeah, Norwich have got a fantastic player though. He was really good last season. Scored a very memorable goal, which was an absolute screamer, and he's a very good player, Ben Marshall. So hopefully he'll do quite well in Norwich, and they'll have as good luck with him as we did, because he was very good for us last season. Anyway, still 0-0, 25 minutes in, as Middlesbrough come forward here for their first chance of the game, and Ellington is all alone there, and half volleys over the bar. Wow, our defence seemed to part like the Red Sea there, gave him all the space on the edge of the area. Frankly, couldn't keep it down. Corner for the Lions as Menji takes it. Engels heads it away. That's a name I recognise from somewhere. As Koulibaly finds O'Reilly. Back to Menji. Haven't seen much of him this season. Can he prove that he should be getting more game time? Well, not with a cross like that. Straight at the goalkeeper and an easy claim. Wouldn't be against a point in this game away against the Borough. We should come into it in good form, expecting to win. But with Leeds on the weekend, I'm more focused on that game right now. And as Kibaki is through, Petkovic makes a great save. And he didn't have the best of starts to his Millwall career. But in this run, he's had quite a few games and he's played really well. Very good save there. Still 0-0 as we're still goalless after a very good first half. 11 minutes to go before the break. Another chance here for the Lions though. Matt O'Reilly on the ball finds Dobby. And Dobby shut down with 4 red shirts around him. Finds James Bree. Cross clear by Ben Gibson. O'Reilly heads it back in. There's Gibson again. As Koulibaly now receives a loose ball. Through to Benker. Can he get his 4th goal in 2 games? We'll find Matt O'Reilly first. Now back towards Dobby the Romanian. Through to Menji. Into Julian. And the shot deflects. And hits, no, it didn't deflect actually, it's hit the crossbar and goes behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0. Quite a few chances and attempts in this first half, but no one yet to find the back of the net. So at the break, I'm going to say, unlucky, things just haven't gone right for us so far, but I will criticise Benker individually, and I will criticise the midfield as well. I don't know whether to make changes with the Leeds game on the weekend. I want to play a lineup, if not the exact same as this one. I think we'll keep it out there for the time being. We're doing okay. I feel like if we get 1 goal, that might be enough. But it's I think whoever gets the first goal is going to go on to win this game. We've had the lion's share of possession. We've had more attempts on target as well, but just can't find that back of the net. That's been a big problem for us this season. We may have scored 3 goals in the last game, all coming from Benker. We haven't really found someone that's been a reliable goal scorer this year. Free kick for the Lions here. 6 minutes to go. Can we win the game later on? Oh, the Dream off the bench has scored and made it 1-0 from a free kick. I think it took a deflection in the wall. It came through so quickly, but I think it took a deflection, but the Dream is claiming it. And is that our first free kick goal of the series? I think it might be. It's only taken 7 years, but the Dream has scored. There was indeed a deflection. I think the goalkeeper probably should have kept it out anyway, but that might be enough to give us the 3 points then later on. It's still 1-0. I won't make any changes. We're into stoppage time, and I think that is going to do it. Well, the Dream off the bench is going to win us the game from a free kick. If that's not the first goal we scored from a free kick in this series, it's certainly one of the first. I don't recall many more, but we're going to come through and get the win and claim the 3 points. So our fantastic streak continues. A big win there. An element of good fortune to the goal, no question about it, but delighted with that. It's back-to-back clean sheets. Haven't said that much in the series, let alone the season, but that also gets us up to 8th place as well. Yes, the teams around us have a game in hand right now, or in the case of a couple, 2 games in hand, but as we continue our hunt for a Europa League place, we're not done yet. There's still a chance we could qualify for the Europa League. Great way to start today's episode off, and the dream coming up big. I haven't said that in a while. For those wondering about the dream, he did sign an extension midway through last season, which keeps him here until 2027, which is in 3.5 years' time. But he's not really progressed as quickly as he was at the start of the season. And one of the big reasons as to why that is because we haven't played him as much as some other players. He's fallen out of favour in the team, and I've said this so many times, but when you buy young players, or when you develop young players, I know it sounds really obvious, but you've got to give them the game time they need. If you don't, they're not going to develop, they'll develop, but not as quickly, and not at the same rate, and not to the level that they possibly could get to. You've got to give your players some game time. When you look at the Dream's minutes, year after year, I say year after year, in fact, it's got better after the years, but I think he was injured that year. Yeah, he got a bad injury in the second year as well, but He's not played as many games, and a large percentage of the games have come from the bench as well. Like this year, 29 games in the Premier League, but only 6 have been started. He's a good player, he's alright, and we're glad to have him, but either way, he could have been so much better, but that's partly due to my fault for not giving him an extended run in the first team after the injury he suffered in Season 2. And despite what I said just there, I don't think he's going to start in this game away at Ellen Road against Leeds, because I want my strongest possible team out there for a massive game. It's the FA Cup quarter-finals as we try and get to Wembley in this competition for the first time in this series. And I don't think I'll make many changes from the win there against the Borough, but I'm going to put the captain back in, Marek Kuchar, to lead the line ahead of Julian Benka. And I think that's all I'll do for the game. In fact, I might put Lunin in for Petkovic as well, and keep Petkovic playing in the league and Lunin in the cups now. And Luiz not fit enough to play this game, I would say, so let's not gamble on it. Let's go with the same lineup, let's go with the same formation and tactics, but a slightly different lineup, but hopefully we'll continue this very good run. So Lunin is in goal. It's a back four now of Timon, Jordan, Maori and Bree, with our midfield Joby and Dobby and Koulibaly. Attacking midfield trio, Menji on the left, Webster on the right, and in the middle O'Reilly supporting Marek Kuchar. So just the 2 changes in our lineup then. And on the bench, Petkovic, Fry, Ahumada, the Dream, Chris Willock, Benka, and Reddy Naldo as well. So second game, it's Leeds, and a win will put us into Wembley for the first time in the series in the FA Cup. Let's get it done. Leeds, by the way, in the playoffs in the Championship, right now sat in, I think it's 6th place and doing quite well. So this is not going to be an easy game at all, and considering the fact we just about got through Notts County, and to be fair, we only just got through Swansea by a goal to nil as well, both of those sides neither in the Premier League, this could be another game where the cup set might well be on. Leeds will certainly be fired up for it. And hopefully we'll be able to avoid that and come through and get the win here. This is the furthest we've got to in this competition so far in the series. The FA Cup quarterfinals. Never got to the semi-finals in this series before. Is this the year? As Lunin collected that deflection and launches the ball long. O'Reilly flicks on to Marek Kuchar. And Kuchar back to Matt O'Reilly. And he's got a man out wide there in Josh Timon. And he finds him as well. The left back through to Dobby. Now into Menji. Now back to O'Reilly. Back towards Koulibaly. Keeping hold of the ball nicely here. Can we find some space and an opening? O'Reilly. Marek. Oh, great save by the goalkeeper. And turn behind for a corner. Just none of our strikers this year have been too reliable. Our top scorer is Marek. But he's only got 7 for the year. We haven't found someone that's banged in the goals on a regular basis. As Dobby's not going to bang him in there. That was terrible. But I'm pretty confident that will change at some point. Now Lunin's picked up a knock as well, but he should be able to play through that. But as we approach the break, still tied at 0-0, I don't really want a replay as we come towards the business end of the season. But in fact, I'm just thinking, no, it's the FA Cup No. In the FA Cup quarterfinals now, you don't have a replay, do you? I forgot, for last season in real life, they introduced a rule that you don't have a replay. Was it last season in real life? I think it was. So instead, we've just got to go out there and get the job done tonight because we've got no other way of doing it. So it's still 0-0. Second half begins, and as things stand, we go into this extra time. Very uneventful first half, that. Totally forgot about that. No replays in the quarterfinals. It's quite a strange rule, that, isn't it? Like it changes in the quarterfinals, but no previous round before that. And I can understand why you wouldn't have a replay at a neutral venue like the semis hosted at Wembley. But why would you have no replay in the quarterfinal stages, one stage before the neutral venue, but not in the rounds before? I don't know. It's a bit weird. But anyway, Leeds United had the ball here, 30 minutes after the restart, looking for their first chance, and they've got it as well. Oh, what a big block that was. Was that Maori or Jordan with the block? Or maybe the pair of them combining there to block the man going through. That was brilliant defence there by our new CB duo. They've really improved our back line, which was so shaky last season and the years before that as well. Great defending. Well, that is going to do it then. Extra time is here. And there were no goals in what was an uneventful 9 minutes. I was bigging this game up. I thought it would be really good. Leeds versus Millwall, very, very good rivalry. Leeds a very good team, playing well in the game in the Championship right now, but nothing's really happened in this one. I'm going to say to the boys, it's time for everyone to dig in and give everything you've got left. We deserve to win this match. Let's go and do it. Actually, every player, for the vast majority, is gaining confidence, and I might make my third and final sub as well. Or shall we leave it for the time being? No, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it now, and I'm going to change the tactics around a little bit as well. Do I do it? Do I go to the 4-4-2? There's temptation, but I don't think I will. What I'm going to do is bring on Reginaldo for O'Reilly, and I'm going to play him as a shadow striker. Actually, I'll play Marek as a shadow striker just behind Reginaldo, and maybe those two can work well together. Let's have a look. Well, here we go. Second half begins. It's still 0-0. Can either side break the deadlock and win this game? Or are we set for a penalty shootout to separate the sides? Well, at this rate, that is almost definitely going to be the case, because there's been nothing going on in this game whatsoever. Quite surprised about this. And we've had a relatively favourable cup run as well. Every team we faced has been outside the Premier League. That has barely ever happened to me, ever, in the history of playing FM. But we've had a pretty favourable run, yet we've made very hard work of it. We got through Bolton okay, but then it gets Notts County, Swansea, and now Leeds as well. We're struggling to get the job done, and at the moment we're not getting the job done. So with 7 minutes to go in extra time, I think that's probably going to do it. And we're set for penalties. This is a very disappointing game and a disappointing performance from us. Oh, have I spoken too soon? No. 2 minutes to go in the game, and maybe one chance for us to win it late on. Koulibaly through to Reginaldo off the bench, plays it through to Webster, down the right, and at the far post is Kuchar. Oh, Marek's done it again, and the captain comes good with 2 minutes to go. Marek Kuchar assisted by Clinton, and our top scorer, who's not scored many this year, has saved one of his best for late on in the season. Clinton now on the right controls it well, lovely cross, and Kuchar heads it home. 1-0 to Lions, and he did it against Notts County, scored a late goal to probably send us through to the next round, and it seems like he's going to do it at Ellen Road as well. Late drama in 2 of the cup rounds this season for the Lions, but Marek Kuchar, the provider of both, and that is going to do it. Leeds 0, Millwall 1, we get the job done extra time. Not a great performance from us, it should be said, but we've done it. That's the most important thing, and that's, I will say, a good win, boys, well done, even though we were quite fortunate, really, after a pretty disappointing performance, all things considered. So that's it. Marek rescues us, and we are in to the FA Cup semi-finals. Get in, skipper. And when is the draw for the next round? It should be on the weekend sometime. Monday. Monday is the FA Cup semi-final draw. So we'll get through to that then, as we see a bit of bad news here. Menji out for 2 to 3 weeks, and Lunin's going to be out for 1 to 2 days, as we expected. Not a serious injury. So we'll get through to Monday then, and we'll find out who we've got in the FA Cup semi-final. So I'm just looking at who's left in the competition, and you've got Stoke City, who won it back in 2021. You've got Liverpool, who won it back in 2019. You've got Middlesbrough, Aston Villa, Leicester, and also Manchester United, who won it back in 2020 as well. So some big teams still left in there. And as we advance through to Monday, we shall find out who we've got in the semi-finals. And I'm kind of hoping Leicester can knock out Manchester United away at Old Trafford, but I'm quite pessimistic at that, as Middlesbrough just beaten Aston Villa by 4-1. I think they were the only non-Premier League side left in there. So let's find out if Manchester United can beat Leicester, which you would expect them to do. But can the Foxes provide an upset away at Old Trafford? We'll find out in just a moment's time, as we're processing, but it's taken a little bit longer than I expected, hence why I don't know where to stop this segment here. No, Manchester United did win by 2-0, and as we get through to Monday then, we shall find out how Liverpool get on in their game, and then have the FA Cup semi-final draw, where Millwall will be taking on, as we're about to find out, here we go, FA Cup semi-final, anyone but Manchester United, please. It's Stoke or Liverpool in the semis then, as Manchester United will face Middlesbrough. So it's Stoke or Liverpool in the next round. Is it going to be at Anfield, the quarterfinal? It's going to be, where are we here? Oh, it's away. It's away at the Bet365 Stadium, and Stoke this season are actually playing okay right now, sitting in mid-table. So whoever we face there, it could be quite tough. So Stoke or Liverpool in the FA. Oh, we'll find out now then. It's Stoke or Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final, and it's going to be in the FA Cup semis. Stoke or Liverpool. We shall find out in just seconds. Well, we should do. We'll find out together. It's going to be Liverpool. Mo Salah Salah with the winner, and that's it then. Millwall will take on Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final. First time we've been there in this series, and I'm looking forward to it. Quite pessimistic about chances, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that will in today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like, and we shall return with the FA Cup semi-final. And I think we'll also do, I'm trying to think about how I want to arrange this as we come towards the end of the season. I think we'll do Bournemouth then, Bournemouth at home, and then Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final. So that'll be the build-up, and that'll be the big one. Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final. Coming in the next episodes, I'll play these two games of Charities. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love to you, and I'll see you for the next episode featuring the FA Cup semi-final very soon. Bye.